Today's a day about celebration. It's a day about appreciation, gratitude, remembering the sacrifice. And with that sacrifice, some people out there, it's difficult for them. Where others, it's easy. You're out having a good time on your long weekend. But for those that are having trouble getting through this day, I wanted to share a personal story with you that helped me reframe my past and help create a new relationship with my future moving forward. And that day is a day that I'll never forget, because it could have been a day that would have continued in darkness potentially for the rest of my life. And it was a awesome, clear sky, beautiful day, birds singing, but it was my first time at Arlington National Cemetery. And everybody was looking sharp in their blues. Everybody was there to send off one of our brothers who had just been killed in combat. The warrior's noble end, right? Just like a movie, man. You're out there and you think it's going to be just like that funeral that you see on TV. And you look around at all your brothers and you don't have to say a word, right? And the funeral starts happening. I start looking around. I see everybody standing at attention and proud, full of honor. And then I start to see the reality. I start to see his wife. I see the pain in her eyes. I see her holding a child that dad didn't even really know or get to meet. I see a young daughter running around not even knowing that dad's gone yet. And I see a family. I see a family in pain. And I start to look around at all my brothers and start to see how they're holding tears back. And then I start to question everything. And I say, where's the nobility in this? How can there be nobility in what's happening in this moment in my life? And your entire perception changes. Then I remember this event closing up and everybody starting to leave. Previous to that, the most painful, gut-wrenching feeling in the world was the sound of taps playing. And I remember as a child when there would be a war movie on, which I loved to watch with my dad. Anytime that song Taps would start playing, my father would get up and walk out of the room. And I never knew why. Until that day. And it was something that I remember shaking, like just uncontrollably, where I couldn't feel my body and nothing else in the world mattered except just the pain and agony that I was in. And looking around at this and then questioning everything that I had done in my life up until that point. After everybody started leaving, I'm standing over our brother's grave, and one of my teammates comes up to me and kind of bumps me in the arm, and we both look down, and he says, "Isn't it awesome?" And I remember looking up at him like, what's so freaking awesome about this, man? And he said, to know a man that just went all the way. And at first I kind of looked over at him and kind of this not understanding. And he said, there is no difference between you and him. Don't you forget that. And he kind of gave me that teammate grin and walked away. And all of a sudden in that moment, I started to realize that our fallen brother was all of us. He represented all of us, and we represented him. And we would do the exact same thing that he did. And so in that moment for me, those tears of sadness and sorrow and pain and agony and defeat turned into tears of pride and honor and appreciation. And then I found the nobility. And that's something that a lot of people can't find. And I owe my teammates everything for that day. And maybe I'm one of the few that's been given that. And so I thought it would be an awesome opportunity to share that little tiny story and how it helped me reframe that relationship with my future. And so when I hear about a brother passing today, which I've heard many, many, many times, I've been back to Arlington many, many, many times since that day. And when I hear of a passing, I remind myself to be proud to know a man or a woman that just went all the way for their country. So today, as you celebrate, as you're out there, hopefully having fun on your boat and drinking beer and hamburgers and barbecues and waving flags, that's good. I want you to do that. That's what our fallen would want you to do, because they gave you that right. I acknowledge you for being out there and celebrating. But remember today to take that moment and acknowledge the sacrifices of the men and women that have given us the right to do that.